They are telling you my husband has said I can't go home without the money. So me and my wife, we really paid them with our own resources. We went into debt. So in the process, we started thinking, what business can we do? What business can we do? We used to have a clinic where she was learning in Thika, and we had closed that clinic because we wanted to do more of business of that business that we thought that it was viable, and also some other businesses. Then in the process, I found somebody in the church who was employed in a real estate company. He is the one who introduced me to real estate. He is the one who introduced me to property management. So that's how I
building or buying? What was it?
We did property management. That's what we do even now. Property management.
So you're dealing with a lot of business people.
A lot of business people.
Investors.
So we went now and entered into building and also advising people, doing visibility studies. Because when I entered into it...
What do you mean visibility studies?
Visibility studies is like if Bishop Dong wants to, has a piece of land and wants to put up a building there, he's wondering what kind of a building should we put. Are we going to put a commercial or residential, or what kind of a building? Are we going to do 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, bed sitters? So
it's kind of a research.
Yeah, we study the market in that location and see what is viable. So when I realized that I was going that direction, then I went to the University of Nairobi and studied real estate.
You did study real estate?
Yeah, I studied real estate. And then I entered into it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How has it been? I mean, what would you say your biggest achievements in real estate?
Well, now it's more than 15 years doing this business. And our biggest achievement is that we are, in this area, there are so many, let me not say crooks, but there are so many people who are not true, who are not faithful. So our biggest achievement is that we have been able to be faithful all these years. What makes me very happy is to see my clients. Most of the clients in real estate, especially the developers of properties, are older people. And we feel obliged to take care of their properties. So that is one of my biggest achievements when I see old people happy. They have not been conned, they have all their money in their banks.
That's good.
And I see them develop. So my biggest achievement is also to see my clients develop from one building into another, because they are creating wealth and they are making money in this field. Yes.
Leah, you're also involved in real estate business. What would you say? How has the journey been? You like it? Do you enjoy it? Have you made some achievements?
Initially, it was a bit tough because you have to build trust. Because when it comes to managing people's houses, their money is in your hands. So you have to build trust, because when one person trusts you, they are able to bring in another one. The other thing is, so when you are starting, it's not easy, because you have to have a capital of paying people, because you pay them at a particular date depending on how you agree. So
what people are you paying?
You are paying the landlords and the landladies.
Oh, you're paying the owners?
Yes, because what we do, let me explain. We take your building, which you have built, which has rental income. The rental income is paid into our accounts. So we are the ones to give you the money at a particular date, less the commission that we agree. So when we are paying you, it's like we are giving you back your money, because it's the money that we have collected for you. So when we pay you at a particular date for everybody that is in occupation. So if some tenants peradventure have not paid us, we will have to go to get a capital to pay you, so that we pay you on time.
So it's your loss if a tenant hasn't paid.
Yeah, but we have a process also of recovery.
Of recovery.
Yeah, so we will still have to go through the process.
Okay.
So we look where we pay you on a particular date. So the challenge was initially the capital, but with the time you are able to know how to go about it, how to develop your capital and pay your landlords on time.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. That's great.
That's interesting.
To our viewers, we are here talking about business. This is Kingdom Business Network, and we are joined with wonderful people that have done a lot in business. Especially today, we are talking about real estate. I don't know why they call it real. Does it mean the others are not real?
I'll explain that.
You have studied that. You'll tell us more. But we are glad you're with us. You're watching on TV, on social media platforms. If you have any questions about business, real estate especially, you can send your message today, and you can see the number on your screen, and we'll be, because we are live, we'll be able to answer those questions.
Absolutely.
All right. So what does it, why real? Why is it called real?
Okay, real estate is actually, we define it as land and what are the improvements on
Land
it.
and improvements.
Land and what is put on it. Permanently or not permanent. In terms of buildings, not or development, other developments. It can be agricultural, it can be industrial, because we have 5 types of real estate.
Okay.
Or we normally call them types of land use.
Okay.
When you have land, what you do with that land, there are 5 types of land use.
Okay.
Number 1, we have the residential. You can decide with my land, I'm going to put residential buildings. Or we have commercial. You can decide to do commercial, to put it into commercial use. Number 3, you have the agricultural.
Okay.
Agricultural. You can decide my land is for farming.
Correct.
And you have industrial. You can decide that this land, I'm going to put industries for manufacturing, warehousing, and such kind of things. And number 5, it is special uses.
Okay.
Special uses is for churches, mosques, cemeteries, and towns, and such kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are the types of the real estate. And we have, why it is called real estate, it is because it's a real thing.
It's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's not something
tangible.
It's something tangible. It's something that you can see.
Yeah.
It's something that you can benefit from. That's why it's called a real estate. So it's not real when you buy here. I hear some people, they have bought land and it's not there.
It's not there.
That's not investing in real estate. In real estate, you got to see it. You got to search it. You got to find the owner.
Yeah.
You got to know this is the thing. You enter into it or you can touch it.
Yeah.
So that is why it's called.
How do you compare wholesale and resale? Or rather retail?
When you come now to practicing real estate, there are 2 types of practice. Number 1, we have what we call the wholesale. The wholesale is about buying and selling. There are many people who are doing that business of buying and selling of properties. That is wholesale.
Okay.
That land is, if it's a building like this one, you're buying all of it. If it is a plot or what, or you buy a chunk of land and then you divide you subdivide into portions and then you sell.
Okay.
Retail is whereby now it's developed, we are leasing out or we are letting.
Okay.
You are either leasing or you are letting. Yeah.
If somebody thinking about real estate, would you advise them to focus more on wholesale or retail? Which one is more profitable according to your assessment?
According to my assessment, I stick more to retail.
Retail, okay.
Because why I stick to retail is because, because the market of wholesale, buying and selling is very unpredictable.
Okay.
You can by chance or by the blessing or by what, you can sell today and you get that commission.
Yeah.
You know, like a broker. Because some of them are developers who are bought land, but then we have also brokers in the market. You will get a buyer today. It can take you 6 months before you get another buyer.
Yeah.
So you see, you are still having your own expenditures. You need money to do this, to do that. But so once you get into it and you build your portfolio, this money comes every month, every month. You can plan for it. You can work like anybody else. And your money comes in at a certain time. So it's more promising.
So when we talk about retail, I think we're talking about somebody who is investing in retail market. That somebody can, instead of buying 5 acres, more profitable to sell in units. That's how I'm understanding this.
That's wholesale. That's wholesale.
Okay.
Because you are buying land, and then you know when we talk about the retail, you are giving it to the consumer directly.
Right. Okay.
Somebody lives in it. Let's say like the tenants.
Right.
Like the tenants.
Right.
Retail is actually dealing with the tenants.
Tenants,
Yeah, dealing with the tenants.
So that's a better
Wholesale is buying and selling.
Okay.
Whether it's bare land
Right.
or it is a built
Developed,
building.
yeah.
Yes. It's a built environment.
Blair, what would you go for? Retail, wholesale?
Because we have been in retail, I think it's better.
Okay.
My mother has been in wholesale because she has been buying land and selling. And before it has been very good. But even retail work is better because it is not involving a lot of money and a lot of time.
It's just rent, collections, and management of the building and all that. So, well, you talked about one handle like in your business where you said, you didn't have enough capital. I don't know what other handles. I know you have done this for many years. What other handles have you encountered? Some challenges, losses? I know in Kenya there's a lot of people being conned money. He mentioned one, the kind of dashi that was there and those kind of things. I don't know in this business you're doing, if you have to advise somebody, who is new into it, what should they avoid?
I think the biggest challenge was establishing systems whereby the people you have employed do not have loopholes of stealing from you. Because when they go for rent collections, they will always be paid sometimes in cash. Because a tenant and the person going to them can always have a talk. Even if you want them to pay to the bank or to pay direct to the company, you can find that they are talking with the tenant and they are agreeing, give me cash or put in my M-Pesa. But we have put in systems whereby now it's very easy to track on a day-to-day basis the money that has been paid and has been received in the company. So that now if tomorrow I follow up with the tenants who are being said they have not paid, it's very easy to know it's true or not. But initially we had that issue of the workers not being very faithful. But now we keep tightening the bolts. And
what kind of system do you have in place?
We just have a software that helps us to run, to track the payments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Bishop? What would you say? Who do you advise somebody to avoid?
I'm trying to talk about the real estate business as a whole, and but I would like to talk briefly about what he has just said in the leasing, letting, or in the what we are calling the retail, whereby you are dealing with tenants, and we are dealing with landlords. You see, we are like agents. We are property managers. On one side, you have a landlord. On the other side, you have a tenant. So comes and gives you all of it to you, the management. And says, me, I don't want to know anything. I just want to be getting my money at the end of the month. But all the management is yours.
Okay.
So you have the sole management of that building. You are dealing with the utilities, that is electricity and water. You are dealing with security. You are dealing with the rent collection.
Okay.
And also the leasing and letting, giving the tenants.
Yeah.
There is another one whereby the landlord says, no, your work is only to collect rent.
Correct, yeah.
And then I'll be dealing with the other things.
Yeah.
I'll deal with the caretakers, with the cleanliness and whatever. All those ways, they have challenges in them. Because whereby you have been given the whole building, the whole business, you got to have faithful people.
Yeah.
And even you yourself, you got to be faithful. Be faithful, know that this is not your money.
Yeah.
It is the landlord's money.
Yeah.
So the other number one is you to trust yourself. Don't be greedy for money. It's like a teller in the bank. He had so many millions here and under the table.
And it's not your
Yet
money.
in the pocket, there is no money.
That's correct.
He doesn't have any money, but he's faithful. So one of the things that we did was to test ourselves. Are we faithful? I normally tell people, when you want to start this business, ask yourself a question: can I steal?
How do you get there? How do you avoid that? I mean, money is tempting for
Yeah.
everybody. And when you have millions coming into your account and it's not your money, and here you have a need, you want to buy this, you want to pay this, I mean, how do you make sure that you actually, because that's how most real, estate, even the people who come up with buildings, they want to build houses for people, and sometimes they ask people to buy what they call off-plan. And most of those companies have come down because of mismanagement of the money. When they get money, they divert it to many. I don't know how you avoid that.
I have a lot of people in the diaspora who are always crying because they buy off plan and 10 years down the line.
Nothing
is happening.
You got to trust yourself. Actually, there is no other test. You got to trust yourself.
Wow.
Can I be trusted? And I was saying, the biggest question is, can I steal?
What if you find out you can steal?
If you find that you can steal, don't go there. Don't go there.
Don't do it.
Don't go there.
Because you've been jailed. Also, you mess
Because
up.
you find yourself with so much money,
Yeah.
and it's not your money.
That is correct.
So you got to know it's not your money.
That's
One of the challenges that we have in life is to work with what is somebody else's. My teacher in the university told me that nobody gets rich with his own money.
Okay.
You get rich with somebody else's money.
That is correct.
But that money must not be stolen. It must be money that you have worked for.
Okay.
So that is the test. Can I steal?
Yeah.
So
It's a test of integrity.
a test of integrity. In our company, we have three things: honesty, efficiency, effectiveness. We got to be very, very honest. And when we are hiring people, they have to take that oath of honesty.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge. The other challenge is, of course, the tenants, having them pay, because it's not easy. Nobody wants to pay.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to pay. Nobody makes rent a priority. But we have to follow the law. We have to know the law very well, follow the law, and make the tenants pay. And also to create trust with the landlords.
Okay.
Because the landlords don't trust you within a day.
That's true.
It is a journey. It's a journey. But when they trust you, they keep on talking about it to the others. They tell their friends.
Yeah.
That's how we have grown. They tell their friends.
I like that.
So make sure that they don't lose any money. Make sure that you keep their time. Make sure that you pay when you are supposed to pay. And you pay all the money which is
So how
supposed
do you
to be paid.
build that? Because Kenya integrity is a big issue.
Yeah.
A lot of people cannot be trusted, whether it's fraudulent deals, land, like even what is happening in Mavoko, now what we heard about in about Kerema's land and all that. I mean, and people will always come up. When you meet people, they will say, oh, I was conned here, I lost money. I was trying to buy a piece of land. I mean, almost everybody is going through the same. So how do you rise to that level of integrity? What are some of the things, because it's a journey, it's not just something that happens overnight. What are some of those principles you have with you and your business that actually somebody should be, carrying and watch that I am a man, I'm a woman of integrity? How do you get there? I mean, how do you don't just wake up and find yourself, you have passed the test?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To me, number one is the fear of the Lord.
Okay.
Is the fear of the Lord. Mm-hmm. The Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom. Mm-hmm. Integrity is an art that you are born with. Mm-hmm. It's an art that you develop.
Yeah.
It's a decision that you make. Mm-hmm. There is a singer, I like the singer who sang and said in Kikuyu, Doigire dikaria
in others, I will not benefit from
someone else's sweat. Yeah. You have to make that decision and decide that what I get is enough for me. Is enough for me. And decide that you'll work with what you get. The problem that we are having in our country is for young business people and even older ones wanting to get rich quickly.
Okay.
You want to get rich quickly. This business of wanting to get rich quickly. There are guys that we were with and we started that business with. And they went and stole people's money.
Wow.
And within a short time, they were out of business. Because if you steal people's money, you'll not go for long. If you have integrity, you are going to survive for a long time.
So if they meet you, they will ask you, what's wrong with wanting to get quick, rich quickly? I mean, if you find you wake up tomorrow, in 3 months, you're a millionaire, what's wrong with that?
The faster it comes, the sooner it goes.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Well,
if it comes very fast,
somebody is asking
it
here,
goes very fast.
I am in diaspora. I'm interested in investing in real estate in Kenya. What are the most important tips should I look out for? Maybe Steve can comment on that. Somebody, and also tell us, how is real estate in the US where you live?
Thank you. Real estate is the same, I think, everywhere. I'm also involved in real estate, but I retail. Buy one property and rent it out and have a tenant. It's easy. It's easy for management. It's not as easy to do commercial the way I see people do it here in the US because of too much red tape, too much restrictions by the government. But one of the biggest challenges that we have with the people who live in the diaspora is having people that they can trust, that can be able to, one, help them with buying properties here or help them with managing those properties. A lot of people end up trusting their so-called relatives. And then the relatives are not always very faithful, even to the extent of parents. Some people have had some issues even with their own parents.
Yeah.
Somebody says, I trusted my own dad to do this investment for me, and my own dad cheated me out of it. The people in the diaspora, sometimes they work very many hours. Sometimes you find somebody working 20 hours out of 24. That means that person is not sleeping. So the money that they get, it doesn't come easy.
It's hard-earned money.
It's hard-earned money. So when they are investing here, they are trying to see how they can secure their retirement. But because of that integrity thing, when they send the money this way, there is no honesty in the people that they entrust themselves in. So finding a company like yours that people can trust, I think it will be important. For me, I think it will be very important to deal with people who have already a record of trust. And the person is asking, where do I start? I think the bigger question would be, what real estate is he talking about? Is it apartment? Is it land? What is it that he or she is talking about? That we'll be able to find out how can we help you, and looking at.
In other words, what you're saying to the people out there, don't just, and of course this applies even to people in Kenya, don't just trust an individual or family
Yes.
or your parent or your brother, your sister, trust systems.
Trust the system.
And look at where there are systems. Because if I give money to somebody because it's a relative, there's no system.
Yeah.
You know, probably nothing was even written down. But if you go to people that have a business established, registered, there are systems. This is how the money comes in. This is how it goes out. There is accountability.
And you can sue them
know,
if you.
and you can, I
You
mean,
sue the company.
yeah.
If there's something.
But you
going
may
on.
not sue your brother, or your mother, or your, you know. I don't know whether you have had those kind of challenges.
Yeah, we manage a lot for people in the diaspora.
Okay.
Everywhere in the diaspora, we have clients,
Okay.
people who have developed and people who want to develop.
Okay.
And it goes back to the trust issue.
Okay.
And we are having many people. I travel also a lot to the diaspora and talk to clients. But what you're talking about is a real problem. Our real estate market is really troubled waters for investors, especially in the diaspora. Because even us who are in Kenya, we still have problems knowing whether this is genuine or it is not genuine. Now, in Kenya, we have a problem knowing, and it's a real estate, it's a real thing that it's here. We want to know the owner, and we want to trust whether are you still the owner.
Yeah.
So the person in the diaspora is not seeing it, is not touching it, has not put the foot on it, and has a problem also trusting the go between the person whom is going to use. So one has really to know at the person that you are using for this. Because you are not in Kenya, or you are coming once a while.
Yeah.
But I always say that if you can travel, it's good to come. Because somewhere whereby you are investing quite a lot of money, it's not wrong for you to spend a little more dollars and come and see where you are investing.
The problem is, some of the people that are in the diaspora, they are not able to travel.
They are not able to travel.
And simply because some of them do not have the right documentation to come back and forth. So, and they want to invest because they are investing with one idea in mind, that once I invest in my country, the day that will come when I go back, I will have something to fall back to when I go back. They know they don't have the papers to travel, so their only option is to invest back home so that when they come back home, they have investments ready that they can have income from. And my advice sometimes I tell people, I think it's good to buy something that is already existing.
Yeah.
Instead of buying a promise, because there's a lot of promises that people sell. Like, you know, we have this land and we are building this gated community, and now you see all these walls everywhere, but nothing is made. Yeah, all these are diaspora people who are buying these walls. And the only thing they buy is walls. And they tell them, you know, we are building a gated community, it's secure. But the gated community, when you go where they have put that wall, that's somebody in the diaspora. They may not necessarily want to live there. Right?
So what we are saying, do your own research.
So I think it's important to do your own research, and also possibly, if at all possible, buy a property that is already existing. Because there are people with apartments or houses that are selling and they are already posted online. Have somebody, a company like this one, do the due diligence and buy for you that property and pay for it slowly. Eventually it becomes yours. So for me, that's, instead of having someone sell you land, and then they are the same ones you have to trust to build for you, and then they are the same ones you have to trust to manage for you, and they give you 2 years, and then 10 years down the line, nothing is built. And I have many cases of people who have been been involved.
You know, it's like people in the diaspora, as they stay there for long, that's my own finding, they get desperate. They find as if they are being left behind. They think that Kenya is on the run and things are getting finished. But me, I normally tell them,
Things are getting finished.
They are getting finished. Land is getting finished before you get yourself one. But the issue of credibility, credibility is very, very, very important.
Yeah.
Because I find them trusting the wrong people.
Right.
Most of us who are selling properties, we come there, and we come there with big plans
Promises.
and a lot of things. We have put it in the media, we have put it everywhere. Yet you have not somebody. There is somebody who can travel, even if you yourself you cannot travel. There is somebody who can go there and see, is this thing existing? That is one thing, credibility. And create credibility through the people who can travel. Or through companies that if like now you want to use me, get credibility from Dungo, if he is your friend, Bishop Dungo, or from you or from somebody else, that this person will not fail you. This person will not fail you. Not from the media. Not from the media.
Social media.
Because the people who are not true, they run to the media very fast. And they are duping people through the media. And you know the media will not do the due diligence to see whether what you are selling is genuine or not genuine. Once you pay them, they take it on.
But someone sent me to Kiserian one time.
Yeah.
They said we've been buying this land in a very prime area, and they are now put the wall. They have dug the borehole. I think we'll retire there. I drove to Kiserian. I drove into the Masai land inside. There are no roads. When I got to where the wall is, I sent them videos and pictures. I said, there's no way you can live here.
Even after 20 years.
There's no way development is coming here. Even in 100 years, you will not be able to live here.
Well, maybe
That's
not
what
100
they,
years.
that's what they're doing.
But Bishop, I mean, from your experience, because you're saying you're dealing with a lot of diaspora and all that, as we live that, it's not all, doom. Maybe, are there some that have succeeded in investing?
Yeah, many have succeeded. And I think he lives there, he can tell us. Many have succeeded because in the midst of evil, there is still one or two who are good.
That is true.
So it's not good to demonize and say that everybody is bad.
Yeah.
Like me, I know from our company, we have helped many people in diaspora. We have helped our clients who are in the UK and in the US to acquire properties. If you come to our house, even some of them, their title deeds are in our houses. Some of them, we even build for them.
Beautiful.
We build for them or build with them.
Okay.
And we keep the records. In my office, there is somebody who deals with that, and somebody very faithful. We get once we acquire the land, we can also design. We can also design houses, and whatever kind of a house you want, we can design, and we design for you, and then we start building. We do the BQs. And we start building, and you'll be seeing every process,
So they are success stories.
and you are free to send somebody to come and check.
Somebody is asking, and I know like you wanted to chip in, you can say what you wanted to say, but also somebody is asking, what major challenges do you anticipate in the future of real estate business?
Okay, maybe, I don't know whether I'm wrong, but I find that many people are now building houses for rentals, and I don't know whether one day we'll have so many houses compared to the people that are there. But there are too many anyway, and it's like the industry is, many people have gone to it. But I also say that at the moment, there are not many other businesses that people are very sure, because as he's saying, it's real. The others, you are not sure. But what I wanted to chip in also is that as he's talking about referees, it's also a very good thing to have a referee when you are dealing with somebody. Because a referee is somebody who tells you this person is credible. Because I have dealt with them, And they have done this for me. Okay, people change later on, but referees help you to be sure of somebody. So the other thing is that when it comes to land, you also need to do a bit of history. You know, land is not just the documents in the lands office. You can also investigate where did this land come from for us to be buying it now. Because land changes hands. And you can be able to know even from 1900 who owned that land. How did it change to this person? So that when you know the history of land, it's very easy to know this land does not belong maybe even to the person who is selling it. Like I'm thinking if the Kirima people had an initiative to know where did this land come from to be for these people who are selling. Because most of the people who sell the land these days, they sell it with the share certificates. And you know, share certificate is not a title. It is just a document that has been made by the company that is selling. So if you don't have the history of that land, there are people who can pick a land somewhere just because it's empty, do some kind of certificate and start selling. So history of land is very, very important.
That's important.
So don't be in a hurry. I like what you said earlier, Bishop, that sometimes people buy property like Kenya inakwisha, like tomorrow there will be no land to buy. I mean, if you're dealing with the property, give yourself time. If it takes 6 months or even a year, it's okay. I mean, it's better than losing your millions because, I mean, Kenya hakuna mahali. And there's always be land to be bought and to be sold. It doesn't matter, even after 100, if the law tarries, 100 years from now, people will still be buying and selling. So I think we should not rush in a way that somebody tells you. And of course, people who are conning you, they want to show you this deal. If you don't commit today, tomorrow you may not find it. So they want to rush you, and show you like this is the real thing. If you don't do it, pay now. Tomorrow there's even 3 people waiting. If you don't take it now, you know, they have a language. You know, that the urgency.
They are very remaining.
Yeah.
There is the due diligence. Due diligence is very, very important because even where they are giving you shares, there is another title.
Yeah.
And you can have your wakili search for you. Or you can even go to the lands and search and see that really this land belongs to this company that is selling to us. The only problem in Kenya now these days is to know whether also what you are finding from the lands
is genuine.
Is genuine or not. But I believe that if you have good attorneys, good wakilis, they are able to direct you.
Now somebody is asking here, Bishop, can I begin investing in real estate with no money?
Now, I mean, let me come to that. There are business opportunities in real estate. Yes, you can invest without money.
Okay.
There are various ways. Even the Bible says, "Come buy without money." And I want to.
But they didn't say houses.
And Bishop, I want to draw that viewers' attention to Adam. That Adam, God created real estate for him.
Okay.
God created real estate for him. He gave him land that was developed.
Yeah.
Maybe there was no house, but there were fruit trees. There were animals. It was a zoo.
Yeah.
And out of it, he was told that he can make use of it and make money or make a living. Money is for the purpose of a living. But there are business opportunities in real estate. Number one, you can be a broker. You don't need money to be a broker.
Yeah.
So if you want to do real estate, those people who are in the brokerage business, they are in real estate.
Okay.
We who have companies, we actually use brokers. Brokers, they don't have money of their own.
Okay.
They just have information.
Right.
They know that this land belongs to Leah. And so Leah is selling the land. And Bishop Dongo needs the land. So they bring you together and they make their cut.
They get their money.
They have not spent a dime.
Correct. Information.
And they are in real estate. Many people have created wealth that way, and it's wonderful.
Or looking for buyers. If
That's
you
what-
have a piece of land and then I look for buyers.
That's what I'm talking about. Becoming a broker. And the brokers, they make money. And you can be a broker even of these vacant houses. There are so many vacant houses. You can look for clients.
Yeah, okay.
In our office, when we put an advert that there is a vacant house here, and you bring a client, in law, you are supposed to get 1 month's rent.
Wow. 1 month's rent.
1 month's rent.
So if the house is 30, 40,000,
40,000,
I should get that.
you get that.
Okay.
So people are making money. Okay,
Yeah.
we may not be paying you that because many people don't want to part with that, but at least more than half,
Yeah.
or at least half of that money.
Wow.
So you can do real estate business
Without
money.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just need to be smart.
Another way of doing real estate business is also to become, like in the large offices. Many of us, we don't want to go to the large offices.
It's tedious.
We are brokers there, people who have information. What you need these days is to have information. You can tell me, oh, you want a title. This one I will do for you. I'll be your servant. I'll run up and down.
Wow.
You are in real estate, and you make money at the end of the day.
That's good.
We are using, if you go to large office, you find so many people who are, they know how to go inside there. And you're not cheating anybody.
Yeah.
I don't have that information. I don't know how to go inside there. I don't have time. So I come and they send you, and I pay you.
Wow.
So those people, you don't need money.
I like that.
So there are a lot of business opportunities in this area. Another thing is that you can be employed to collect rent and to do other things. You are still in that.
But you must pass the test of integrity, like you say.
Here you must pass the test of integrity.
You can also
But
be
now-
employed as a farmer. You are also doing real estate.
But now, in investment, you cannot invest without money.
Right.
Okay.
You need money to invest. But you can start from investing yourself.
Yeah.
But let me talk about that investment opportunities. There are several ways you can invest. If you have your money, number one, you can buy land and sell, or buy land and lease out.
Okay.
Number two, you can buy land and develop. And in developing, it's good to know what to develop where.
Okay.
Because some people, they put up houses, and those houses will always have a turnover, meaning that the tenants are coming in and out. So you got to know whether this place, do I put on a flat? Do I put on, flats?
Yeah.
Or do I put on townhouses? Whatever it is. Where do I invest?
So somebody is asking, before you go to that, as a Christian property manager, how do you deal with the stubborn tenants who don't pay on time? Do you throw them out? You're a Christian, of course, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
You're a believer.
Yeah.
So somebody is not paying rent and they are stubborn. Do you come there and say, praise the Lord, and
Throw them out.
Yeah, if you are in KDF, and you go to
born
war, and you are born again, and you go to war, do you fight the enemy and say, you know me, I'm saved, I can't kill you, I can't shoot you? But we say in real
the Bible
estate,
says you shall not kill.
yeah.
Sorry for another day.
For another day. But we say that we do this business in the utmost good faith. Utmost, the principle in real estate, utmost good faith. When you are doing like renting, we have many of those cases. We have laws that govern this field. So we follow the law. We follow the law to the letter. We give you the time that is needed according to the law before we evict you. We give you the time that is needed before we do. We have also contracts which are lawful. When we let premises to you, or we lease it out, if it's a business premise, we have a contract. We have a lease. Now, that lease is the one that is used to manage that.
So it's important to have a lease.
So the lease demands that you keep your part, I keep my part. So if you don't keep your part, and then I enforce, there is no sin in that.
It's a legal entity.
It's a legal entity.
Okay.
There are laws in the parliament that guard that.
Okay.
You can lead
So don't just get people come in, go out,
Yes.
There should be a system, there should be some legal
Yeah,
understanding.
you can have CAP 301. We use it to manage business premises.
Okay.
CAP 293. We use it to manage the residential. And 296,
Okay.
which is now 296 has been overtaken by events. It was supposed to manage up to 2,500. The rents that are 2,500.
So what you're saying as a manager or the business owner is good to be conversant with the law.
It's good to be conversant with the law. So that and also we have the chiefs and we the people who do arbitrations.
Okay.
And also we know what is legal and what is illegal. So we use the legal means. So we don't harass. We will not harass you,
Yeah.
but we will do what is legal.
I realize our time is really gone. Somebody's asking, maybe the last one, how do I find the right tenant for my rental property? Leah, there are so many people coming and they want to rent your property. How do you decide it's this one and not this one?
Okay, you need a background check of the person whom you are giving your house because of the income that they will be using to pay their rents.
Okay.
So you just need to ask them and they will feel that in their, ask questions and they will feel that in their agreement. There are many things maybe you may not be sure of what they are saying, but somehow with that background checks and the fact that Ataji commit with that in writing, they also have fallbacks of people they will write as people who can be asked, referees. So in our system in Kenya, the biggest challenge we have is because we don't have a CRB for tenants. Because if we had a CRB for tenants like the one for bank loans, we would be sure this tenant has come from somewhere, they have failed to pay rent somewhere. So when they are coming, maybe they are not going to pay your rent well.
But how do you deal with that tenant who came in, everything was good, but things can change after a year or two? How do you just kick them out, or how do you deal with
No,
we start a journey with them when we start seeing them being unable to pay rent. Some of them we even advise them. We tell them that now, because you look like you are struggling, think about alternative accommodation.
Okay.
You can plan to shift. You can give us a notice, because sometimes we want them even to tell us that this is now not affordable for me.
Okay.
So we also can give you a notice if we feel that you are going down and you are struggling to pay us. We write you a notice. If it's a residential house, we give you 1 month notice. If it's a business, we give you 2 months notice, just to help you transit from being struggling in paying and maybe go to a cheaper place.
For the 2 months, or is
Yeah, you are supposed to pay legally.
Okay.
supposed to pay.
Maybe we close with the one, we see buildings collapsing, coming down in the city and different parts of the country. And of course now the issues, some are collapsing and others are being pulled down, like in Mavoko. I don't know, what do we think about all these things? Why do we see these things happening, and what can be done to avoid that?
Yeah, for the due diligence, once again, when we are developing businesses, buildings, please make sure that you are followed all the way.
Okay.
Listen to your engineers. Don't take shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
No shortcuts in building. If you take a shortcut in building, you are taking a shortcut in life. And by the way, when you give us your building for management, we are required to see how you have built that house. That's why we come and look at the building. We see whether that, we look at the safety of that building.
Okay.
You should even give us the drawings and whatever, approved drawings, and see whether you have a, because you remember the KYC know your client,
Yeah.
at your price even in that. So that we don't want to go to jail, that the building corrupts on you, because the property manager will be liable. Will be liable because you are an advisor, you are a technical person. You are a technical person.
Okay.
But those people in Mafoko and the likes, I think we have dealt with that, the due process, the due diligence. Because I remember, like in Mafoko, we have a church there. And those, I was looking at I was talking to the pastor when they were buying the plot. The plots were very cheap, and the pastor was very happy.
Wow.
And they kept on buying plots. They bought up to 2 acres.
Oh.
And now it is gone.
Wow.
Because I think they were buying 200, 300, 400.
Wow.
And they were very happy. And they could turn. You could advise them. You could advise
Because
them.
the deal is too
Yes. And you're wondering, where is this land coming from? So cheap, yet the land around here is so expensive. So when the deal is too good, think twice. But always make sure that you see the mother title.
Okay.
The mother title. Although
So do you know who was selling? Because it's a big story in the country, and you have people there. Is it that the company, the owners, they were never involved? There were other people who came in, and how would they come in and sell to all these people without somebody pointing out to the owner, the real owners? I think it's Portland.
I think it has been in court. It has been in court for years.
Okay.
I think Portland went to court from that time. They have been in court. But you know, these people are normally very powerful and they have a lot of money.
Wow.
So thank God that we have a new government, which actually has helped them to
Even when they caught,
Yeah.
people are still buying.
Yeah, people
Wow.
are still buying.
Huh.
People are still buying.
So these are not real owners. They access the land, they start selling, subdividing.
Yeah, they are not.
And now, so I don't know. It's a very, very tricky, situation, a very tricky balance.
Yeah,
So-
but the bulk falls on our government, because where was the government?
Okay.
Where was the government? Because I believe that even we asked that during the time of the pyramids.
Yeah.
Why did the government allow all these people
Yeah,
be
to
raped?
operate.
Yeah.
And of course, that money, I don't know whether it ended up with the government, because
Yeah.
they closed their accounts, but we didn't hear anything after that. I remember it was nearer the campaign season.
Yeah.
So maybe the money went to I don't know where the money went to, but I think the government is liable, the people who are buying also, because when the deal is too good, if somebody is selling land here for 2 million and somebody else is selling you for 200,000, you should think, okay, why are you selling me at 200? Is it that you don't want money? Because everybody looks at the market rates. So, Leah, what do you think about houses collapsing and the Mavoko issues and all that?
I think due diligence comes in, and also the fact that people want shortcut a lot, and the shortcuts are not always short.
Yeah.
Some people say also that cheap is expensive. So if you want to be sure, just take time, let work with the referees, work with the ground, on the ground, how things are, so that people don't continue being duped into buying false land. Because we also had a case whereby we bought an acre of land and we found somebody selling it.
Wow.
Already he had sold plots from that land.
Wow.
And
They have title deeds or what?
with share certificates, and we had a title with us.
Wow.
So in fact, I'm the one who went to do the investigations with the CID, and finally we found the office of the person selling, and it was not
Some people had
easy.
paid already?
Yes, somebody
They were
had to
selling the second
demolish.
side.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had finished selling the first time. Now they're selling the second round.
Yeah,
Similar.
yeah. Well, some people came who had bought one plot, 2, 3 people.
Yeah.
So it was a very
So how
messy
do you deal with
thing.
that? Do you refund them the money?
So how did that go?
Now that one had it, they lost. They lost. In fact, one lady who had already built had to demolish her house. And then we came in and we had this guy to agree to release that land. In fact, this lady who had built the house went to camp because fortunately he came from almost not far from there. His father's land, and that's where he lived. This lady went and became a squatter in their house, and the father agreed that they give him a portion. They give her a portion of their land. So that's the others we don't know because we never met.
But
we
you
didn't.
recovered your land.
We recovered the land.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but we had to be very aggressive.
Wow, Reverend Steve, your closing remark.
Well, thank you. I think it's been a very informative session that we've had.
Oh, yeah.
Viewers, you're watching Kingdom Business Network, and we've been discussing about real estate, the challenges, the possibilities of owning real estate. And if you're there and you're wondering how you can get involved in real estate, we've learned that you can actually go to school, like Bishop went to school, to learn about real estate. You actually can be involved in real estate without necessarily having any money. You become a broker, you can sell, or you can use banks' money to invest in real estate. With that being said, we appreciate you. We look forward to having you again next week, same time, same place. Tell others in your contacts to join in so that they also can learn. We appreciate you so much, and don't just sit back, don't get lazy, get involved, make your life interesting. Recognize that if you don't move, nothing moves, and faith without actions is dead.
So if you don't move, nothing moves.
Yeah.
So, well, I thank you all for joining us today. It's been a wonderful discussion. I think we didn't finish. We need to come back and do more because today we only kind of did the foundation and the introductions. So, but I believe somebody is benefiting a lot, and this will go a long way. So, but also remember, there's no quick money, there's no quick riches. Follow the due process. You'd rather wait than be sorry later on. So, this has been your favorite program, Kingdom Business Network. We are glad you joined us today. And I believe as a business entrepreneur, investor, whoever you are, you're benefiting from this product. God bless you. Well, from all of us, we say bye for now, and we'll see you again soon. Asante sana.